Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome to the Summer Transfer Special as we end Season 8 and head into Season 9 of The Impossible Dream with Bala Town. Now, off the top, I do need to say, if you are new to the channel, make sure that you are subscribing if you enjoy my content, and ring the bell so you get notifications when I upload new episodes. And if you do enjoy this episode as well, make sure that you're hitting thumbs up for me as well, because it does help people find the channel and the videos, which is very, very grateful on my behalf. Now, we have come straight back from last episode where, of course, we ended the season on a massive high, winning the Welsh Cup final by a record 8-0 scoreline. A little bit to catch you up on in the one click of continue. That is that Nebiev, our Kazakhstani right back, his work permit application was denied again, so he will be leaving at end of his contract at the club. And we have got the costing for the facility upgrades, £5.5 million. So our finances coming into the summer is 17 million in the bank. We have just over 11 million to spend on transfers, and we have over £100,000 a week we can spend in a wage budget. The problem we have isn't necessarily the amount total, it's the amount that we can offer a single player. We need to be able to offer players sort of 10 or so grand a week to be able to get the quality in that improves us. And as things stand, we're looking at sort of at half of that, 5 grand a week if we're lucky, and then some bonuses. So I really wish the board, I'm not going to go over the wage budget, boys, but I really, really do need to be able to offer more, but and an individual player to be able to get not necessarily want to spend the wage budget, but to get that, to get that quality in. But anyway, that's where we stand coming into this transfer window. We definitely need to strengthen it right back. I think we learnt that last season. Jay Jenkins, his contract is up. I think we're going to let him go. He's not European quality. So yeah, we need to get a right back in. Otherwise, we'll just have a quick look around and see what we can do. A quick reminder of the players that we know are coming in this summer, and that is Newt Gould, who unfortunately we're not being able to get a work permit for just yet. Which is annoying because I'd offered him £1,400 a week because that was supposed to get him his work permit. So we might have to look to loan him straight back out, and see. But we're getting him on a free. So if we can get his wages paid, then it's not a big deal. So we know he's coming in, and we know that Tommy Williamson is coming in as well. He is looking an absolute star. I cannot wait to get my hands on this guy. So we know those guys are coming in. And a reminder of the guy that we signed way back when the scouts found him when he was like 15. So we're paying just over £1,000 for him. And look at this player that we've got coming in here. He's coming in at sort of January of this coming season. But yeah, rated 79 by the scouts. A promising striker, very, very good in the air. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting him, as I said, in January once he turns 18. That's when we'll see him in a Bala shirt. So that's a good one as well coming in this season. You can see we did get an offer in from Mullenstein by, I think it was a Saudi club. We'll only be looking to sell him if we get, a significant fee. If we have a quick look at the squad and players that are wanted elsewhere, it's difficult to see, actually, because they're all on holidays. But, I mean, the important players we won't be selling unless there's a big fee that comes in for them. But it might be a case of, we'll just have to see what happens, who comes in for what players and what the fee is. But that's where we're at. I will be back when we have something to report on either a transfer front or maybe something off the field. Alright, we have some end-of-season awards for the Welsh League, and unsurprisingly, Damien Allmark, with his 32 goals from 30 league appearances, is the Welsh League Player of the Season, so well done to him. A very, very well-earned trophy that is for him. He's also the top goal scorer, 12 goals clear of Marcus Wade, who is a prolific goal scorer in this league, so that's amazing as well. Youngster Curtis Owen wins Young Player of the Year for the Welsh League, so well done to Curtis. Maybe a surprise that it wasn't Callum Connolly, but look at this, our players absolutely dominate this trophy, don't we? Let's have a quick look actually at the history of the other awards. Allmark has won that 2 years in a row now. Denny Gossay won it, he's the only other player to win it for us. And the other one was top goal scorer, of course. Now, I suspect we don't have too many players that's won this, other than Allmark the last 2 years. Yeah, because we tended to rotate in Europe, don't we? So there we go. Allmark, though, making that trophy his own. If we keep going up, goal of the season was won by Ewan Dixon. Well done, Ewan. Congratulations. I won't update you yet on, I'm recording this before the video for our goal of the season has gone out, so I can't update you on who's won our goal of the season just yet, but I'll do that in an episode or so's time. I've won Manager of the Year, congratulations to me, and in the Team of the Year, Rima Miles, Jake O'Halloran, Ryan Murphy, and Damien Allmark. So 4 players in that team of the season I think that's a record for us, actually. So there we go. Well done to everybody there. That's the Welsh Season Awards done. Home we go to whatever's next. Okay, it is commercial summary time, and we have, my favourite part, we have the jersey sales, so we'll get to that in just a second. We have a new kit sponsor worth $400,000 a year, which is nice. So sponsorships actually dropped off, which is a bit of a pain in the backside, actually, because we could use that money. But anyway, that's fine. Corporate hospitality is roughly the same. Matchday revenue is roughly the same. Broadcasting has gone up a little bit, which is nice. Prize money went down a little bit, but still just under 18. So we went down 600,000, which is fine, really. But the jersey sales, which is my favorite, we sold almost $6,000 worth of sales this season. Dudzinski was the top shirt. We sold 98 shirts. So Dudzinski was top. Then Topley, surprisingly perhaps, Jackman, who's on loan as well, Martin and McVeigh. So we can see now who the fan favourites are, which is, I don't know why it excites me so much, but I really, really do like seeing the shirt sales. So it's good that we can see that. And scouting budget will make sure that we have everything fully up to date on that, so we can scout our lives away throughout the season. So that's the commercial summary. We're now June 7th. We're looking for players, but usually it's going to wait till contracts expire, and we'll see what we can do once that happens. Okay, quick update on our European coefficient, as that is sort of being set up ready for the next season, and Champions League qualifying draw must be just around the corner. We have stayed in 51st spot, which is amazing. I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought we were going to drop down a little bit, but we are defending 13 coefficient points. This is a 5-year anniversary of our run to the quarterfinals of the Euro 2 Conference Cup thing. So as things stand right now, we're going to drop off. We got 6 coefficient points last year, 8 the season before that. That sort of group stage of the Champions League, that's getting us. So we're going to have a really, really tough time matching that unless we can somehow manage to parachute down into the Europa League and go on a little bit of a run there. But that just kind of is what it is. Now we do have another impending crisis in the shape of Matteo Martin, who has a £1.1 million pound release fee. And he's not willing to renegotiate his contract because there's interest in him from 15 clubs. We can see them all there. So it might be a case, I'm thinking now, you can see their minimum release fee. It's probably going to get triggered. I'm thinking I might offer him out for £1 million plus a 50% sell on and see if we can get that. So at least down the line we can get something. But it looks as though Matteo Martin is going to be a one and done career at Bala Town, which is a shame because he was looking as though he was going to be a decent player. But it's better to get it done now, early in the window, and we can get somebody in to replace him. All right, a little bit of an anticlimax on the Champions League draw. It just happened. We didn't get an option to have a look at it. So we are playing Macedonian opponents in the first round. So that should be a relatively simple job for us, I would hope, to get through that one. Then if we're going to have a look at the second qualifying round, it doesn't really get too much more difficult for us, to be honest, because we are playing... who we got here? Either Gibraltar opposition, San Marino, anyway, them oppositions, Andorran or Maltese. So we've got a glorified bye into the third qualifying round, which I think is where we might pick things up at the end of this episode, because I don't think we're going to have too much of a problem against our first 2 oppositions there. Oh, it could be Sarajevo as well, actually. Now, if it is Sarajevo, actually, it will be Sarajevo, won't it? So that'll be more difficult. Do we play them? Have we played them before? So yeah, that is probably when we'll come back for the Sarajevo tie, assuming that we both get through until that point. But yeah, that's Europe. And unfortunately, as I said, we don't get to see the draw, but it is Macedonian opposition in the first qualifying round. Okay, we have some transfer news. We've signed a player, another young German that isn't going to arrive until sort of January 1st, so sort of halfway through the season, so more looking for next season in terms of Europe. One thing I am a little bit concerned about is whether these guys are going to get work permits or not, but we paid $500,000 for him up front. There's add-ons there, as you can see, potentially rising up to $1.2 million, but $500,000 of that is if we reach the semi-finals of the Champions League. We're paying him $1,500 a week. Let's have a quick look and see what we've signed here. It's a good young right winger. We've signed him from Bayern Munich's under-19s, a promising winger. My hope is that, assuming he gets a work permit and is able to play, that he and Callum Connolly will just run down that right-hand side of midfield for us for the foreseeable future. You can see the scouts like him as well, 70% he's rated there. And yeah, it should all be good. Now, one disappointing thing, it reminds me there as I see Dudzinski, Tottenham want to give him a chance in their first team next season, so yeah, keeping Dudzinski is not looking as though it's going to be an option. You can see there, they're looking to give the player a chance in their first team. So that's disappointing. Dudzinski is also going to be a one-and-done player at Bala Town, and he was a success, I think. He didn't play really in the league at all, you can see there, but in Europe he did do the business for us. So that's a shame. But there we go. We've got one signing. Well, we've got two signings now coming in January. We need to get a few reinforcements in, though, I think, for obviously the Champions League, hopefully group stages. Okay, we have a little bit of news here, and that is that Brett Brewerton is staying on loan for another season. $2,000 a week, same terms as he was this previous season. He's a good young player, and hopefully we'll be able to get to a point where, even though we couldn't sign him permanently this season, his contract's up at the end of this season, so maybe we can snag him on a free transfer. We do need a little bit of extra depth in midfield for this year, because obviously we sold Alex Lowry. So I think he'll do a good job in there for us, and I'm going to use him this year more, I think, as a player that is ours, and then hope that we do enough to convince him that this is where he wants to stay. He doesn't really have any sort of affiliation with the club as of yet, but that just kind of is what it is. But anyway, hopefully he's here for another year, and hopefully he'll do a good job for us. Alright, a little bit of maybe boring stuff, but interesting stuff nonetheless. Sponsorship table, we are obviously a top 700,000 a year in sponsorship. We have the average in the league is 160,000. I think we are massively boosting up that average. So that's interesting, I guess. But the big thing actually is the stature has increased. Bala Town stature has increased in the last year. We are now a 2.5-star reputation club, which is, obviously you can see there, half a star increase on previous seasons. So that's a positive. That's going to mean we can attract better players and hopefully, better sponsors and all that comes with that. So let's hope that that's going to help us get a few more signings across the road, across the line, I should say. We've got about, we were June 24th, so we've got about 2 weeks or so until Champions League qualifying starts. Hopefully, we'll get one or two more in, more than that, hopefully. Dufford, any update on Matteo Martin yet? Hang on, mate. This might be him now. Hello? Oh, hey, Matteo. So, any news? You're joining Levante. All right. Well, yeah, mate, I get it. It's La Liga. Yeah. All right. Well, good luck, and enjoy watching the Champions League on TV. So there we go. Matteo Martin has left Bala Town. It will effectively go through, or officially go through, I should say, on the 1st of July. I didn't maybe get the fee I would have liked, only 750,000 of his 1.1 million release. So what we did get is 50% of his next sale, and I think it's worth not getting the extra $250,000 now on the and hope that he goes for more in the future. He is a high potential player. He's going to be worth quite a bit. And yeah, it's just one of these things. We have to give these players release fees to attract them to the club in the first place. And, and they leave. We saw it with Branthwaite, and we've seen it again with Matteo Martin. They have a good season, and unfortunately for us, bigger fish come in for them. But that just kind of is what it is. You can see here too, we have got offers for Rima Miles. 1.7 was very, very tempting for a backup goalkeeper. The problem that we have is that he's here, he's got a work permit. Right now, I have him listed as a domestic goalkeeper. He isn't really kicking off. So, yeah, I mean, we could in theory just look to let him go, but Hein, who was currently out at the club, his contract's up. We are letting him go, and then we've got a bit of a drop off. Then if we would go down to say Stewart or to Gordon as number 2, I don't think so. So yeah, I don't want to get too many of these young foreign players in just yet till I see exactly how it's going to work with work permits. So yeah, I don't want to let Rima Miles go too soon, basically. But there we go. We have lost Matteo Martin. That's disappointing, but we'll try and replace him. We have breaking news out of Bala Town as manager Aussie Villain has once again broken the Bala Town transfer record. Now, for more on this story, we cross live to Charles Hogan. And Charles, this is a lot of money for a left back. Yeah, thanks, Nige. Yeah, Reece Norrington Davies, a 28-year-old fullback, has joined Bala Town from Crawley for a fee of £2.2 million. Now, he has one Wales cap to his name, and it is expected that Milan Mullenstein will be leaving the club to help finance the deal. So there we go, we have broken the club record again, the transfer record. This is a £2.2 million deal, potentially rising to 2.4 if he plays 50 games. This is very much a signing for now, more so than the future. He's 28 years old, we're paying him £4,600 a week. You can see the other ins and outs there. He's signed as a squad player, which is always good, the lesser squad status you can get to keep them as sort of, he's not going to get happy if he's not playing. Let's have a look at what we've signed here. We've got, I think, a very, very solid left back. There's sort of not anything that necessarily stands out about him, but you'd find it difficult to have sort of see a real weakness in his game as well. So as I said, it's a signing for now. The scouts rating at 71%, which is good. And he'll come in and hopefully do a really good job for us. He's a 3-year deal, so hopefully he'll do a good job for those 3 years. You can see he's been playing in League One and the Championship and been doing a decent job of it. I think, let me know what you guys think in those comments. I think he's an upgrade on Ryan Burke, that is for sure, and Mullenstein, who is essentially leaving the club. You can see Mullenstein in the blue. Mullenstein's a little bit better physically, but when actually getting forward technically and mentally, defensive wise, it's actually a little bit closer than I maybe would have ideally liked. But I think he's a better all-round player right now, and I think he'll do a good job for us. And it will, as I said, it will be Mullenstein, in all likelihood, that will leave the club to help finance it. We've had bids coming in for Callum Connolly. He won't be going anywhere. But yeah, let me know what you think. As I said, I will show you Mullenstein sort of more quickly here. You can see Mullenstein physically, he's quite good. I mean, he's younger and he will improve a little bit as well. But I just think that there's more holes in Mullenstein, especially mentally, than there is in the new boy. So hopefully this will work out for us. Okay, it's July 1st. Transfer window is opened, and we have 3 signings officially taken place. Nihat Gul has officially joined. He doesn't have a work permit, which is a bit of a pain in the backside. So we'll see what we can do to, maybe get him out on loan. We've applied for another work permit, but I don't think he's going to qualify for it. Which is frustrating. I don't know. I messed up signing him before he had it. Anyway, so we'll deal with that as it comes about. But there we go. We've got him in officially. Then the 2 boys. We've just seen Norrington Davies, the left back. So he's come in officially to join us. And also Tommy Williamson, the man I think we're all very, very excited to see in a Bala Town shirt. He has officially joined us from Arsenal, and he looks an absolute star. It also means that Matteo Martin has officially left us. Fan reactions don't like it that he's gone, but it kind of is what it is. You can see he's already valued at 3.3. He's on 15.5 grand a week. It's a La Liga club. You can understand why he wanted to go. So hopefully they'll sell him on at a nice little profit, and we will we'll get 50% of that as well. There'll be more happening now. Obviously, there's free agents around and all that sort of stuff. So there'll be more signings. Hopefully, we've got about 2 weeks, I think, or a week before the Champions League qualifiers start. So hopefully, we'll get a few across the line for that. Alright, we have breaking news, and it is another signing. We have signed Bojan Vukovic, £140,000. We signed him from Visprezaro. Where are they from? From Italy in Serie D. So we've really gone down the pyramid. It shows how our scouting network is expanding, the fact that we've even found this guy. You can see they're potentially rising up to £325,000. We're paying him £900 a week. And let's have a quick look at exactly what we've signed here. Basically, we're looking at the new Matteo Martin. He can play left and right. He can also play up top, as you can see. But left-footed, we're predominantly looking to see him over here on this left-hand side. You can see a very, very high potential player. Decent enough physically, decent crossing, decent dribbling, great first touch, good technique, can pass and got decent vision and flair. I think he's not as good as Matteo Martin is at this point, but I think he could go on to be a very, very good player for us. And crucially, there is no release fee on this guy. So let's hope that he's with us for a long, long time to come and is a big, big success here at Bala Town. Alright, we have 1 in and 1 out to update you on. The out is Milan Mullenstein, 1.8 million off to Ipswich Town. I think Reece Williams, that's where he went, isn't he? So he should still be there. Yeah, I mean, this is because we signed the new boy, Norrington Davies. You can see the scouts rate, Mullenstein 59. And of course, I think the new boy, our new guy, was was it 71, I think, if I remember correctly. But Mullenstein, we signed him, I believe, on a free transfer. Yeah, free transfer from Arsenal. He had 2 good years for us, and we sold him off for 1.8 million. His time at Bala Town has been a success. I think we can agree. But yeah, we're moving on as a club, and he's going to be happy. He's on making a lot more money, $8,500 a week. He's on now. Now, if we just quickly scroll up here and to see the in, and before we get to that, something very, very frustrating and annoying that's happened is we've had a youth player poached by Burnley, potentially a 4-star player and a current ability of 2.5-star as well. Now, that might be a youth rating, but either way, frustrating. I don't know if there's anything we can do to stop that from happening. If you do know, let me know, but I don't know if it's a case of just they're a bigger club so they can do that or what it is. But yeah, frustrating that we've lost a prospect. But the in to update you on, and I'm excited for this one. It's a right back. It's Ronnie Follerin on loan for the year from Leicester City. We're paying him $4,600 a week, no actual fee itself. You can see they're B- rated player by the fans. But let's have a quick look at what we've signed here, and I think you'll agree it's an upgrade at right back, which is what we wanted. He can tackle, he can pass, he can cross, which is the main thing we want our fullbacks to do. He can't really dribble, but that's okay. Decent enough first touch. Yeah, I think he'll do a really, really good job for us. Now, he's on loan, as I said, from Leicester. They signed him from Middlesbrough for 3.2 million, but he's never actually played a game before, so hopefully he'll come in here with us and do a decent job. Now, we have got our Champions League campaign underway. We've played the first leg of our qualifier against our Macedonian friends. Let's go see how we did. We took an early lead through Damien Allmark, and doubled our advantage when Callum Connolly's saved effort fell for Adam Maurice. Maurice got on the end of a Ryan Sears cross late in the first half for our third, before Jake O'Halloran, and then Allmark's second made it 5 at half-time, and Adam Maurice completed his hat-trick in the second half. So there we go, comfortable in the end. The second leg becomes a little bit academic. You can see they went down to 10 men. The foul that gave away the penalty was the second booking, so they were down to 10 for the last little bit. A few notable appearances. Williamson made his debut playing in the number 10 role. He did okay, and we bought Vukovic off the bench to replace Adam Maurice once he got the hat-trick, just to get his debut underway, and he did fine as well. Brewerton played this one in place of Sam York. Basically, we had just match fatigue players from friendlies and that, so yeah, a good, solid performance to get European football underway for the year. Yeah, second leg shouldn't be a problem. Okay, a quick update. We have sort of landed on our feet a little bit with Nihat Gul in that we have loaned him out to a German team, Bochum. We have not only getting his wages paid, but we're getting 10 grand a month as well. So considering we signed him on a free transfer, we're going to make about 100, yeah, there you go, 100 grand this year out of him already. So, without paying any of his wages. So he is already looking to be a wonderful, wonderful signing for Bala Town. Certainly financially anyway. Now we have played the second leg of our Champions League qualifier. Let's go see how that went. Tommy Williamson missed an early penalty, but rebounded quickly to give us a 6-minute lead. Callum Connolly doubled our advantage, before Ryan Murphy unleashed the rocket to make it 3-0 at half-time. Williamson added a fourth early in the second half, before completing his hat-trick. So there we go, 5-0 in the second leg, 11-0 on aggregate, and Tommy Williamson, I've got to say, when he missed the third-minute penalty, I feared the worst, but he bounced back really, really well, a hat-trick, and I think that could be the first of many, many hat-tricks, hopefully for him anyway, in a Bala Town shirt. He is a wonderful, wonderful player. Connolly, and what about the Murphy strike to wrap it up for us? Malone played this one at left back. He did end up, so I ended up signing him to a new deal, so we'll hopefully get something out of him. And that is that. Vukovic got a debut, or a starting debut anyway. He did a decent job out there on the left. And yeah, we're looking a decent team. 44 shots in a game of football. Unbelievable stuff. We are going to be playing Sarajevo in the second qualifying round. You can see how some of the rest of pre-season has gone there. So far, so good, more or less. But yeah, we've still got about a week to go before the Sarajevo game, and where we will sort of call it an episode. I'm hoping we might get 1 or 2 more signings across the line for that one. Oh, I think we're shaping up nicely for this season. Hello? Oh, hi, Mr. Chairman. How you doing? Good, thank you, sir. Full-on bid for Callum Connolly. Yeah, they've been doing that all summer, mate. What do they bid this time? 2.9 million. Wow, they're getting desperate, aren't they? What do you mean you've accepted it? Mate, we have £18 million in the bank, we don't need the money, and the fans love Connolly. Of course I'm talking sense, it's what I do. Well look, I'm glad that you've come around, but from now on, let's just leave the transfers to me, please. So you joined me post-mild panic attack as the board accepted a bid from Fulham. We protested against it, and then they have rejected the bid for Callum Connolly, but it was up to 2.9 million. I mean, it's not a bad bid, but obviously Callum Connolly is a star of our team right now, and we do not want to let him go anywhere. So thankfully they have seen sense, and that's been sort of taken away, and they will not be leaving to Fulham or for that bid. And anyway, but there we go. This actually now brings us to the end of the transfer special. We are game day against Sarajevo. It is that we're playing in the next qualifying round. And so, yeah, that brings us to the end. Let's have a quick look at the team that we have to bring us forward into the new season. And we will see that I'm pretty happy with it. I've got to be honest. I really am happy with what we've done here. So if we look, I start up front. Tommy Williamson, the star who we've signed from Arsenal, looks a real good player. Allmark, obviously, will play the league games for us. He'll fill in if he needs to in Europe as well. But we know what he can do. Gunning for that record is at 47 goals in the league for this season. Michael Stewart, still at the club, is hanging around, and well, I mean, he's here for now. The other two options we have up front are Rene Felge, who has done well for us, and up from he was in the under-19s last year, Simon Tate, who we signed last summer on a free transfer. Yeah, he'll get a chance, I think, this year in the first team as well. So we've got, I think, well-served for strikers. Maybe not so much top-class European level, but hopefully Tommy Williamson will get the job done for us there. If we look back in the number 10 role, Tommy Williamson can play there as well. We also have Ryan Murphy, who can do a job. We have Paul McVeigh, who's a good player as well, and obviously Ewan Dixon, club captain, will get a lot of the games in there. And the new boy, Vukovic, is capable, but again, we're going to look to use him more in wide areas. Speaking of wide areas, over here on the left, Adam Maurice, he's a reliable player for us. We know Sean Davies is looking increasingly as though he's going to be a useful player for us. Murphy can fill in over here, and of course Vukovic will be our main man. He's very, very high potential. We'll need to play him to make sure that we sort of see out that potential for him. Over on the right, obviously, Callum Connolly is the star over there. We also have, of course, Ap Gareth, who never lets us down. We have Baker, a youngster who did really, really well last year, so hopefully that will continue. Owens is a good player as well, good young player that it would try and give him game time where we can, so he develops nicely. And Vukovic can play out there, but he's left-footed. He'll predominantly play over on the left. If we go a little bit further back into midfield, we have Sam York, who is just, 11 caps for Wales now. He has been a real sort of stalwart of the team. McVeigh tends to play deeper. Williamson can play deeper, though I don't think we'll see him back here too often. Curtis Owen is a good option back here. We know we saw Reece Murphy already. We know Kieran Topley can play in midfield. We know Brett Brewerton, in on loan this year, can do a job for us, as can the Professor McGonigal. We could maybe do with one more player in midfield, but I think there's some other youngsters in and around the team that will probably get away with it. Yeah, I think we'll be okay in there, but we got sort of Dzinski left. We didn't get somebody in for this year as of yet, so that's maybe something we could look to do. If we go a little bit further back into center of our defense, and this is where I think we do maybe need somebody. We only have the two loanees right now, so we do have two loan options available to us as well. And I'm thinking centre-back is maybe where we need a top-class defender, perhaps, for Europe. KDH is a good player for us. Kieran Topley is a good defender for us as well. We have a youngster, Griffith McManamy, who is potentially quite good, could fill in the league. O'Halloran, who we have a lot of hopes pinned on this year to come up. He was a promising centre-back when we signed him. We need him to step up in Europe for us. Connor Gosney has never let us down. We also have Michael Swift. He's someone we could potentially look to maybe sell if we can get a nice fee for him. And Ryan Sears, we know, can fill in at centre-back, though I've never actually tried him, but he has the attributes to do it. Over on the right wing, we have the new boy, Follerin, Ronnie Follerin, who is in to hopefully fill in and do a really good job, particularly in Europe for us this year. Otherwise, we have Ryan Sears. We know what he can do. He's solid at right back for us. O'Halloran can play over there. Gosney can play over there as well. We still have Jay Jenkins. Technically, his contract's expired, but he is still at the club, so I'm not going to release him, and we'll see how long he sticks around for. I may even offer him a new contract to stick around. Depends how much he wants. So $250 a week, that's not too bad. And over on the left, Ryan Burke, we know is a star. Norrington Davies, RND. We'll have to go with that. I'm hoping he'll be really, really solid for us. It was a big transfer fee, 2.2 million for a left back, but it's a signing for now, and I hope that he'll particularly again in Europe, be a solid player for us. Malone, again, potentially quite good, and Follerin can step over here if he needs to, just like Burke can, step over on the right if he needs to, but hopefully that won't be required. And goalkeeper, the two main guys, Rima Miles, who is very much a backup at the club now, because we have, of course, our previous record signing, Tanis Kovic, who will hopefully do a magnificent job for us. And then two youngsters, Stewart and Gordon, who are still around, though they're not really looking as though they're going to do much other than sort of battle it out for third choice goalkeeper. So that's the scene that we have coming in to this season. A quick update on the transfers, so you can see sort of ins and outs here. Of course, Gould is the one that went in and then straight back out on loan, but we're getting 10 grand a month for him. Update on those released, because they can sort of slip under the radar. The main one, well, I'll show you. There's a couple of youngsters that were never going to make it that have left. You can see a couple of them have already found themselves new clubs. Hein, who didn't quite make it with us, the Kazakhstani, has left, and as has another one of the youngsters that was never going to really make it. So that is it, guys. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do hit thumbs up. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will be back next time to get the second qualifying round of the Champions League underway against Sarajevo, and let's hope we make mincemeat out of them. I'll see you then, guys. Take care.